Nuclear power is carbon neutral. The Nuclear Energy Institute estimates that if the world were to replace the energy being produced through nuclear power with fossil fuels, we would generate 2 billion tons more CO2 each year.
Nuclear energy is economically stable. It is affected neither by the fluctuating prices of fossil fuels nor by the variability of some alternative energy sources.
Nuclear power plants are capable of producing large amounts of energy, enabling them to meet the needs of large industrial centers or major cities.
Nuclear power has the potential to cause catastrophic and widespread radioactive contamination. Nuclear power relies on a controlled environment of nuclear fission. When this environment spins out of control, then nuclear meltdowns become a possibility. Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, and the Fukushima Daiichi meltdowns are all examples of disasters that can occur when nuclear reactors are damaged.
The average nuclear power plant generates 20 metric tons of nuclear waste annually. Globally, that is more than 2,000 metric tons produced each year. Nuclear waste releases radiation and heat, which corrodes containers that hold it. It can take tens of thousands of years for these materials to reach acceptable levels of radioactivity.
The average levelized cost of nuclear power is higher than other types of renewable energy, at about $112 per megawatt hour. Unlike the price of wind, solar, geothermal, and tidal power, which continue to fall each year, the majority of the cost of nuclear power is the construction of the nuclear power plant, which remains incredibly expensive.
Bizarre birth defects to tragic radioactive catastrophe. You won't believe what some of these people have been through. The Chernobyl disaster is one of the most well-known nuclear disasters that has ever occurred. On April 26, 1986, an explosion at the Chernobyl power plant in Ukraine released radioactive particles into the atmosphere. Soon after the accident, radioactive particles began spreading over parts of Western Europe. 31 people died from the explosion, while billions of dollars of damage were done. More than 200 people in surrounding areas were immediately hospitalized, with 31 of them ending up dead. Over 300,000 people had to be resettled as a result, while increases in thyroid cancer among people in Belarus, Ukraine, and Russia have been attributed to the disaster. Overall, some estimates claim that as many as 2.4 million people suffer from some form of Chernobyl-related health condition. That is, in addition to all the extensive damage done to the natural environment. March 11, 2011, a tsunami and earthquake trigger a nuclear disaster at the Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan. The earthquake that occurred caused an ensuing tsunami, which led to power outages and equipment failure at the nuclear plant. As a result, 3 nuclear meltdowns occurred, which released radioactive material on March 12th. The earthquake and tsunami did enough damage on their own, killing up to 18,500 people. Some estimates state that as many as 10,000 people could have died from the nuclear accident due to cancer. Additionally, more than 300,000 people were forced to evacuate, with an estimated 1,600 dying due to hospital closures and temporary housing. After the accident, radioactive material was released into the atmosphere for months.